Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a minute, but today's episode, I'm going to tell you about my top 3 tools that I use going into pre-production. Let's go. But first, today's episode is sponsored by absolutely no one. So the reason I want to bring my top 3 filmmaking tools to you is I think it's very important that when you go into a project, whether it's a commercial project or whether it's a film or a cinematic feature, anything that you're doing, you always want to come in with a plan. So the 3 tools that I'm about to present to you in no particular order help you finalize, visualize, and bring a script or a storyboard or anything that you have as far as a concept to life. These 3 tools are definitely going to aid you and assist you in creating this plan of action that you want to take going into pre-production and coming out of it before your actual shoot date in production. Without further ado, my 3 filmmaking tools in no particular order. Shotdeck is an invaluable research and educational resource that makes life easier for anyone in film, media, advertising, and education. If you're a creative, Shotdeck is a place to get inspired and discover new films and talented artists through the meticulously tagged database of still images, all while saving you time. Search by film titles, keywords, location, color, or a dozen other criteria to quickly find the exact shots you need to communicate your vision for your next project. So truthfully, Shotdeck is probably one of my favorite resources as a director and a cinematographer who wants to create a lookbook of images for maybe myself, maybe for the production or another director, or even for client-based work. I think this is a nice central location for all your work because I don't know about you, but I know in the past I've always kind of scoured Google for all these images, and it just really gets cumbersome trying to put all these tag parameters just to find the image, or trying to remember the movie that you're actually trying to refer to, so that way you can try to find that frame and create your lookbook. But with Shotdeck is really cool because they're always constantly updating it. Even though it is in beta form, it's constantly growing with new features, new tags, new movies and titles coming into it as well. As of right now, it is a free online-based software that you can register for the beta pilot of this. It could eventually, once it hits its final form, be a price point cost. Whatever the cost, I still think this is very beneficial to any experienced DP, just like Lawrence, or to any newcoming DP or director who, wants to create this centralized location for looks and frames over cinema over the past 60 years. I just think is more beneficial than actually trying to search Google, trying to remember films, maybe trying to play films on Netflix or anything like that. That way you can try to go back and capture a frame or anything like that. This saves you all the time, all the work, and it's constantly updated. So this one is probably my favorite tool out of all of them. Sidney Tracer is a realistic cinematography simulator designed by cinematographer Matt Workman. The player uses real-world based film equipment to photograph and light realistic environments made in the Unreal Engine 4. This is a single-player, open-world experience where players are free to create whatever types of scenes, sets, lighting setups that they can dream of. Sidney Tracer is definitely one of my favorite tools going into pre-production. I think this tool benefits me a lot going into productions because a lot of times in my level of indie productions, I might not always have access to the locations that we're going to shoot of. And if I have access to those locations, I'm able to go in and kind of see the layout and take that home with me and put it in my computer and actually make a visual design in Sidney Tracer of the actual layout of what we're shooting. So once I go home and actually create this floor plan in my computer inside Sidney Tracer, I then can actually start visually cueing out how I want talent to move, how I want to bring the script alive, making lighting adjustments, actually seeing and getting a more in-depth look at this location that I might not have full access to during the location scout process. So I think this is a real big benefit to me, because there's a lot of times in production, you may only have one day, you may only have a few hours, you may only get one chance to actually go to the location, scout out the locations, find the problematic areas or find the creative areas that you can go ahead and visualize and start implementing into your storyboard, your creative outlook, your lookbook even, and then present these as solutions before you even get on set. So again, this is in beta form, which means that, you know, if Matt ever decided to finish this actual software and make it available for another price point, you are subject to this resource being another price point before you can have it. Another good thing or a good tip is to have a strong computer with a graphics card to really get the most out of this, and that way you get your renders, the light renders accurately, and be able to actually fly through this fluidly in the system. This is PC and Mac friendly, really built more for the PC side than Mac. It is compatible for Mac computers now after recent updates, but I think you still get the best out of this software on a PC environment. Magic Viewfinder presents you a precise framing preview for real camera to lens combination you will be shooting with your phone. It simulates a framing of any supported camera or lens and helps thousands of professionals in the filmmaking process of pre-production. This app is a digital director's viewfinder. It helps you see the exact field of view for your future shot. Finally, we have Magic Viewfinder. One of the coolest things about Magic Viewfinder for me is that it is a free camera phone app or a free viewfinder app. There's plenty of these viewfinders on the market right now between iOS and between Android stores that you can get. Some notably $10, $15, and even $30. One of the cool things about Magic Viewfinder obviously is the price. It's a free application that you can use. For me, this benefits me when I go into that location scout mode and maybe I don't have my digital camera or my cinema camera with me. Not that I would want to carry a cinema camera or a digital camera with me. So the most convenient camera I'm always going to have on me most of the time is my cell phone. So if I can pull that out and still receive cinema quality metadata out of my phone by taking a picture of a location, by that I'm capturing a potential frame aspect ratio, the actual rotation of the lens or of the camera, lens selection between 12 millimeters to 150 millimeters zoom. So I really get to kind of visualize having a cinema camera, and I think it pretty much really operates like a viewfinder in your back pocket. Now, obviously, this is a consumer product. I think it has a lot of professional qualities about it. So, you know, it's really used at your own risk in the terms of that. One of the cool things about Magic Viewfinder is it actually comes in flavors of notable camera production companies such as Canon, ARRI, Red, and even Blackmagic. So with that, you get the template resolution of that camera. You get the template aspect ratio of that camera that you can use, and that way you're tuning into the actual specifics of the camera that you might be shooting with going into set. I think that's really good. So I don't think you can really beat this free Magic Viewfinder for you to be in your pocket going into pre-production. All right, guys, so if you made it to the end of this video and you now know my top 3 filmmaking tools going into pre-production, hopefully this gives you an insight of the tools that I use into creating a plan to execute when I go into my actual shoot day. I think it's important that you create a plan, no matter, even if you have to deviate from that plan or throw it out the window when you're in your shoot day. but at least you took the time and you prepared yourself for all the circumstances that could possibly happen on set. And as always, guys, hit that like and subscribe button below. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at OhkayCarlos. And if you have any more questions, please let me know in the comments below. Until the next time, peace.